Test it. Hey, look. Hey, I can see Shaz, you know.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Real versus Fake by KLEKT. I'm your host for today, Shaz, aka Professor Shaz, and this is my co-host,
Bammy, aka Burberry Bams, aka the star of the show, aka the reason why you all came here.
Okay, guys,
Don't worry about the bald guy.
Guys, let's get into this, yeah? Today, we are looking at the Travis Scott ones, yeah? And we will be looking at the updated version. This is the old version.
I'll give you 5 seconds, yeah? Which one's real, which one's fake? Insert elevated music here. All right, let's get into it. For those of you that didn't guess correctly, these are bugs. They're bugs. And if you have a pair of these, I will call you out. And your friends won't like you anymore.
He will, 100%. Okay, so guys, in this video, we are gonna be looking at the updated Travis Scott ones, and we're gonna be looking at the real versus the fake, and we're gonna be looking at the different things to look out for. Okay, let's get into it.
If you compare both boxes, you'll be able to see there's a lot of cosmetic differences, right? For one, if you look really closely, you will see the fact that one of these boxes is more damaged than the other one. The damage you'll see on this box comes from traveling long distances, right? A lot of these shoes are made like in a faraway distance, like in places like China.
In a far, far away galaxy.
In places like China, where construction...
But Bammy, the shoes are actually made in China, the real ones, no?
In places like, in factories in China where, if you would let me finish, where manufacture is cheap and they're very, very close to the real factory, so they're able to access the same sort of materials, right? But as you can tell, their logistics divisions and their ability to move the shoes around, shipping, handling, that sort of stuff, is not the same quality as you would get with a proper Nike product.
When I get this box, I look at the label and I look at this pricing tag here, as you can see on the right-hand side. This is a US pricing tag. Now for me, if I'm in Europe and I'm buying a pair, I'm gonna ask, okay, this is something which is reminiscent of US tags, yeah? And you've got this here based in Europe. That for me I start automatically asking questions, not to say that the item's fake, but I start to think, okay, you know what? Exactly. Where did you get it from? You bought it from the States, you brought it down all the way here. Have you got a receipt?
They say shortage, it's sticky because that's a US tag. That's a US tag.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing which I look for is the printing on the actual label itself. I really look into detail, even if we have to go to microscopic level and have a look. I look at the printing, look at the quality of printing, see if there's any smudges. Now on this replica, you can see on the authentic version, the printing is nice and crisp and clear. Let's look at the paper that's in the box.
The color of this should be sort of like a pale pink, right? And here you've got the sort of smooth, pale, sort of lightish, but still kind of powerful pink, right? And you've got a similar sort of pink on the replica paper. However, on the real version, it's slightly paler in comparison to the one that you get on the replica version. On top of that, this wax paper is nice and thick, and so it's very difficult to see through. On the replica, on the replica paper, you can see right through it, right? It's like flipping baking paper sort of shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you better dash some batter on that shit, make a cake, you know?
Let's get into the shoes itself.
Darling.
Which one is the real one and which is the fake one, Bammy? Do you still remember with the boxes here? Sniffing it. Why are you sniffing it?
The techniques used to make the shoes in different places are very different, okay? So if you change from factory to factory, the smell of the shoe is gonna change.
Okay.
And you can tell that, especially with shoes that have like a suede-ish material, you know what I mean? And high stitch counts.
Stitch counts.
Stitch counts. Thread counts. Thread counts.
Thread counts. Stitch counts.
Because of the fact that they absorb a lot of the smell, you know? So with the authentic pairs, they tend to smell a lot more like sort of like varnish, especially with Air Jordan 1s, you know what I mean? Like sort of varnish, like a very powerful smell. I love the smell of Air Jordan 1s. When you open up the box, absolutely beautiful, right? However, if it's fake, I will know because it will smell like glue.
So guys, this is again the real one and this is the fake one. So one of the things which I look for straight away, I look at the tick and how close that is to the eyelet. Now on the replica pair, which is this one here, guys, you can see it's quite close up to the eyelet, yeah? Whereas on the authentic version, there is a, you know, at least a 4mm gap between the actual eyelet. It's very small difference, but you know, that's one of the things. And another thing, straight from the outset, you might be looking at it and you might be like, look, listen, they look pretty much the same. To be honest with you, it's a pretty decent replica.
On the toe box of the original pair,
one, yeah.
It's a lot more tumbled, right? And they kind of kept this tumbled leather theme throughout the shoe, right? And they tried to implement it in different places. And here, you can kind of see it's a lot more tumbled. And on the replica, they sort of use like a cheaper leather, but
they did try it. You can see they did try.
It comes across a lot more like cracking as opposed to like authentic tumbling.
Yeah, yeah. What about the Jordan logo? Yeah, how is that? Like, you know,
for one, it's way too glossy, right?
Yeah.
They kind of tried to do this stamping technique on the upper right here, right, where they sort of used it and they tried to make it slightly glossy, but at the same time, slightly matte to go along with the shoe, right? Yeah. And if it was too glossy, especially considering the whole cactus jack theme of the shoe, it would be kind of out of place. Yeah. And I think with the replica here, they kind of made it a bit too glossy. Yep. And kind of missed the point. This is why you trust this to us, right? We're the experts. We know what we're doing, right? And that's why a platform like KLEKT is so powerful, right? Because we take that responsibility. We take the responsibility of checking and making sure everything's good very, very seriously, right? We're not gonna make sure you get fake shoes. We're gonna be very, 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 I mean, look, we scrutinize these shoes more than I scrutinize my life, man. Like, realistic, look at me, my beard's a mess and everything. Yeah, it's true. You know? But the shoes are real. The shoes are real. So that's why I said come to KLEKT. So for now, those are some of the differences which we've got on these Cactus Jacks. Yeah. So you know what? We're gonna take it to an even deeper level, yeah? We are actually gonna cut these open, yeah? And we're gonna examine what kind of material is used inside. Yes, on both the replica pair and on the authentic pair. If I cry, don't blame me.
Yeah, so guys, if you wanna watch that video, please click the link below. Also, please put down in the comments in terms of what kind of comparisons you'd like to see. Okay guys, that's me, Professor Shaz, with Real vs Fake with you today, and Burberry Bams. If you want to be sure, guys, make sure you head over to KLEKT.com. That's me, Shaz, Professor Shaz, with you today, gone tomorrow. I don't know what to say in the next line.
You're waffling. Okay, see you next time.